Well, it looks like the digital revolution will be televised, as President-elect Trump has just nominated Elon Musk and Vivek to help clean up some of the bureaucracy in our government by ultimately replacing it with a technocratic takeover instead. And it's the idea of having these two gentlemen here and their troubled past as his advisors that should have us all concerned. Let's talk about this. All right, so I want to take a quick minute, share some thoughts in reference to what's happening in the political sphere regarding President-elect Trump and his desire to make America great again. And so far as of right now, when you look through X at some of the names that he's associating himself with and his advisory board, not quite sure how he's draining the swamp, but more so expanding the swamp. Or is the swamp evolving into something more technical by leveraging technology heading into this monetary reset that I talk about so often? So I have 4 or 5 articles I want to share with you, all referencing how it's my personal opinion, how there's a lot of shady activity going on behind the scenes that the American people may not be aware of, and it might just come back to bite us all in the butt. And so as always, this is just my opinion. I hope I'm 100% wrong, but then again, I'm not actually critiquing or judging the person itself. I'm more so looking at the fruit that falls from the tree, and that tells a lot about the original seed that was planted in the ground that grew to produce that fruit. So as always, if you guys want to see more of these little short takes, definitely hit that thumbs up button, share your 2 cents as well in the comment section. Let me know what you guys are thinking. And then if you're new, welcome, subscribe, hit that bell notification so you're notified whenever I drop these little quick takes here. But let's jump right in. So here we got from the Daily Mail. Trump names Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy to head the Department of Government Efficiency, which is considered the Manhattan Project of our time. And so exactly what is going on here? Let's read through it. It says President Trump has officially tapped Elon Musk to dismantle the $6.5 trillion bloated U.S. bureaucracy by spearheading the newly created Department of Government Efficiency. Trump made this bombshell announcement yesterday, saying that Musk will co-lead the Manhattan Project of our time with former Republican presidential candidate Vivek Ramaswamy. Then he goes on to say this will send shockwaves through the system and anyone involved in government waste, which is a lot of the people, Musk said in a statement. Then he goes on to say the Manhattan Project was the famed research project directed by J. Robert Oppenheimer that resulted in the development of the first nuclear weapon. Republicans have long complained about the government overspending, and Trump touted that the DOGE will accomplish its goal by July 4th, 2026. And so there we have a quick little layout as to what this whole new department will actually look like. And the goal is to trim off some of the fat to make our government run smoother. But then again, how will they actually do that? And then that's where we get into the whole technocratic side of things, where Elon Musk and Vivek, both very analytical and very knowledgeable guys in their respective fields. But of course, I personally approach everything with the ultimate measure of skepticism, just because even though both of those gentlemen were a part of Trump's campaign trail, I don't doubt that anyone is capable of changing their mind or changing their ways. But then again, when you look at their past and you look at how both of them have benefited tremendously off of our government overspending through their own personal private endeavors, whether it be Elon Musk with government subsidies and grants that he's gotten from our government, which has basically made him the richest fiat holder on the planet. And then with Vivek, his early connection with Peter Thiel in the pharmaceutical area, especially pertaining to all the craziness we've witnessed over the last couple of years when it comes to the mRNA stuff, it only naturally leaves me a little bit skeptical of all of their intentions. And of course, I'm not the only one. Here's a comment from David Icke, someone that I follow on Twitter and someone I have a lot of respect for, because this gentleman here has done a great job of educating the masses, calling out all the hidden agendas and the outright blatant agendas by those in positions of power that have been orchestrating and conducting all this craziness that we've witnessed over the last several decades. And so he's a man that speaks from the heart and tells it like it is. And so this is a comment that he shared. It says, Trump gives Peter Thiel's AI mate Musk and Thiel's business associate Ramaswamy new job in the government running the Manhattan Project of our time to dismantle Washington's bureaucracy and waste, dismantling regulation to facilitate the human fusion agenda, and much else besides. And then as I scroll down in his blog post here, I come across a guy by the name of 𝗦𝗢𝗖𝗜𝗓 who wrote a very interesting piece talking about the truth behind Thiel and Musk. And in this article here, it goes on to say, Peter Thiel and Elon Musk, the deep state's double agents, unraveling the technocratic empire. And it's a very lengthy article, to say the least. It goes into great detail on this gentleman's analysis and breakdown on the business practices of both men and how they have benefited tremendously off the government bureaucracy over the last several decades. And now all of a sudden they want to come to the rescue of the American people and put a halt to this. Something seems a little bit off about this. And just to give you a quick summary of what some of the details are, here's a quick summary of it. And it goes on to say, Peter Thiel and Elon Musk are often portrayed as rebellious mavericks, but they're actually part of a larger system, not the self-made figures the media describes. Then it says deep state ties. Their careers have been shaped by deep state connections and military contracts, far from the independent image they project. Psychological operations. Musk Musk followers are manipulated into celebrating free speech, victories, and small financial gains, unaware that they're part of a controlled narrative. And then it goes on to PayPal's origins. It says, founded on the financial surveillance disguised as innovation, PayPal merged Thiel and Musk company under the watch of tech investors linked to intelligence networks. Then it goes on to talk about Palantir. It says Thiel's data analytics firm, funded early by the CIA's venture capital, aligns closely with the global intelligence needs and participates in controversial surveillance practices. Then it goes on to talk about SpaceX and Starlink. It says Musk ventures are promoted as pioneering space technologies, serve dual civilian and military purposes, supporting global defense strategies. And then it talks about the PayPal mafia. It says this network extends beyond Silicon Valley, influencing politics and media and closely connecting the Israeli intelligence and cybersecurity firms. And then it says that this is all a libertarian facade. It says despite promoting libertarian ideals, Thiel and Musk companies benefit extensively from state contracts, contributing to surveillance infrastructure. And so ultimately speaking, it says this is about a global alignment. It says their projects support centralization efforts by globalist entities, integrating with agendas like digital IDs and enhancing global surveillance capabilities. And so within that quick summary right there, you have a better idea as to some opposing viewpoints to this bureaucracy cleanup that the DOGE program is supposed to be a part of. And so once again, when you have these uber wealthy individuals talking about unraveling the same thing that they've benefited from, it's just stuff that should make you all wonder. And so once again, it's still early in this whole election process because we're just 1 week post-Trump winning the nomination. And so as of right now, based upon all the current advisors that he's currently bringing back into the White House, they're all somehow, some way connected with the same swamp that he said he's trying to drain. But then again, if you can't surround yourself with people that actually reflect your campaign promises, then what exactly will be the game plan in the days ahead for America and nevertheless being able to make it great again? Once again, these are some things that caught my attention I wanted to bring some light to. And like I said, it's still early. It's too hard to tell exactly where all this is heading. But based upon current activity with this DOGE program, it doesn't leave me with warm feelings that things are actually going to be different this upcoming presidency for Donald Trump. So once again, curious to hear your thoughts. What do you think? Drop a comment down below if you found this to be informative and consider joining the community. Take this share so people can also get an alternative perspective as to what's going on, and I'll catch you guys later.